What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to play the game Uno Ultimate. Let's check it out. In the core Uno Ultimate set, you have 4 decks that you will be able to choose from, each that have a different character. Captain Marvel, Thor, the Black Panther, and Iron Man. Each of these decks are going to come with a character card, and each of the characters are going to have a special ability, which I will get to later on in the video. In the game, you've got 4 different types of cards. You've got your character cards over here, which are going to be the numbers and the different symbols like reverse. You have your wild cards, which are going to have some text on there that you're going to follow if you play it. And then you have your danger deck, which are going to be composed of 2 types of cards, event cards and enemy cards. With event cards, you're simply going to follow what the instructions say. And with enemy cards, these are going to be enemies that are going to be attacking you that you will have to defeat, which I'll talk about later. To set the game up on your side, you'll put your character deck over here, your character card over here, and then the danger deck over here. Now here are some terms that you're going to see in the game. One is add a card. And what this means is that you're simply going to add that number of cards from the deck here into your hand. Another one is burn a card. Burning a card means you're going to burn a certain number of cards from your deck into the burn pile. Say you had to burn 2 cards, you would go like 1 and then 2. Now this is important because one of the ways you can lose this game is if you end up running out of cards in the character deck. Another one is draw. If you end up having to draw cards, like say from a draw 2 or a draw 4, you'll go ahead and draw that number of cards in your hand, but you will lose your turn in the process. And finally, there is recover, which means you're going to take the certain number of cards indicated from the burn pile, and then you will go ahead and place it back into the bottom of the character deck. Each player will then take their deck and separate out the character deck and the danger deck. Thoroughly shuffle the character deck and the danger deck, and then place them on the table. Play will then begin in clockwise order. Everyone will begin by taking 7 cards from the top of their character deck, and the youngest player will go ahead and play a card in the middle of the table. Play will then begin in clockwise order. There are 2 ways that you can play a card. You can match the card by color, like so, or you can match the card by number and change the color. Now, certain cards are going to have a danger symbol on them. If you see a card with a danger symbol on it, then the character that played it is going to have to draw from their danger deck, and they were going to go ahead and put the card up like so. If they turn up an enemy card, then a few things are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to go ahead and resolve this when the card is flipped. In this case, it says change the active color to a color of your choice. So Captain Marvel will be able to say, okay, I'm going to change that to green. Now on her next turn, the enemy is going to go ahead and attack. And when this happens, you're going to go ahead and resolve this, which says you cannot play cards that make other players add or draw cards. And this also has a way you can defeat the enemy. And to defeat the enemy, you would simply play any number of card. If in the danger deck you pulled up an event card, you're simply going to go ahead and follow what the card says. This one simply says burn 1 card from your hand unless it's your last card. You can also play wild cards on top of any card like so. When you play a wild card, this is also going to have a text on it that you're going to resolve. This one says choose a player to add 1 card and burn 1 card. So in this case, you would just simply choose a character to do so. You will also go ahead and change the color to whatever color you want. So you can say, I changed the color to red. So on your turn, you're going to complete the following steps. On the start of your turn, you're going to resolve any start of turn effects from attacking enemies. So, for example, for scrolls, you're going to go ahead and follow this and resolve this. Also remember that you have special powers that you're going to be able to use, and you're going to be able to use those powers on this part of the turn. Step 2 is you're going to go ahead and play a card. Let's just say this happened to be green. You can go ahead, the next player can go ahead and play green. There are also some cards that have symbols on them. If you play this is a skip card. This is going to allow you to skip the next player. If you're playing a 2-player game, you're simply going to go again. This is the reverse card. If you play this, then the order of play is going to get reversed. So if you're going left, this time you're going to go right. If you're playing a 2-player game, you're simply going to go again. You have a draw 2 card. If you play this, the next player is going to draw 2 cards and lose their turn. When you're down to 1 card, you will call out Uno. If you forget to do this and someone catches you on it, you will have to draw 2 cards. Step 3 will be to defeat the enemy. So, for Captain Marvel, if she happens to have a number card that she can play, in this case a 6, you'll be able to go ahead and play the 6, and then this enemy will be defeated and will be put out of play. Step 4, if the card you played has a danger icon on it, you will go ahead and flip over the danger card. And if there is another enemy like this on there, you will go ahead and resolve this where it says when flipped. And you're not going to have to worry about the enemy beneath it anymore, as it is being replaced by this current enemy. And then step 5, that is going to end your turn to resolve any end of turn conflicts, and that will be the end of your turn. So each player will go ahead and continue playing until either one person ends up running out of cards in their hand, they will win the game, or if you are the last player with cards in your character deck. And that, folks, is how you play Uno Ultimate.